welcome to this little mini-series on Alad V Labs in Warframe. Alad V Labs are like locked labs where you need a set code to unlock the door. And once you've unlocked the first door with the correct code switches, you need an operator or a drifter to open the second door, and these are the mods that you can get. Now these 4 mods, these are only a 1% drop chance, so they are quite rare. They're not the best mods in the game, but if you're mod collecting, then they're definitely worth going for. And if you go through these Alad V Labs, where there is 10 of them with a different combination for each door. Now, you only have to know the combination to 1, maybe 2 of them, because the mods do actually rotate round each of the labs, so you still have a chance of getting all the mods by only knowing 1 or 2 of these labs. Now, they all spawn in different locations on Jupiter on the Gas City tile set. And each lab will also, once you break through the first door, once you unlock that first door, you will get a purple container. That will have a capturer scene in it. And once you get inside past the second door, and you've taken out the enemy, there will be another purple container, which will have a second capturer scene in. They can be the same, but again, these capturer scenes, they rotate round as well. So again, knowing 1 or 2 of them is all you really need, but there are 10 in total with 10 different combinations, and each with a different level of difficulty in them. Some are easy to do, and some not so much. So let's get into it. And let's have a look at the Alad V Labs and how to get into them. Best tiles to actually go for doing these labs, you're better off going to an Ankh, which is a capture mission, or Carpo, which is an exterminate. Thebe is guaranteed at least 1 Alad V Lab on it, which is quite easy to do. So Thebe has got a guaranteed 1, and the Ropolis tile set, 90% of the time will have one of the more difficult ones on it, so that's one to watch out for as well. But you can get them on the majority of the Gas City tile sets, and the lowest Alad V Labs you can get on any particular run is 0. The most I've had is 8 in 1 run. I do these solo, but if you've got a group of you that want to do them, that is absolutely awesome, because it means you'll get to unlock them quicker. But you do need to have an operator or a drifter to open that second door to get a chance at the mods, and the mods drop from the enemies that are inside the lab. This lab is one that you could actually miss if you didn't know where to look, but if you come out to this platform, it is actually just above the emblem in that gap up there. So let's get up there and have a look. And this one is a 4 combination door. So this is what the doors look like. These shutters are closed, so we need to open them first. So the first thing we need to do is we need to jump across. And this will take us into this little room where we've got the access controller. We shoot out the access controller, and what that does, that opens all these shutters. And once this is done, we need to unlock the lab. So this is a 4 combination. So the combination for this one is switch 1, drop down 2 levels. This is for switch 2. We're going up this way because the next one's high. And this is switch 3 over here. And then we have the last switch, switch 4. And we caught that with 1 second to spare. And then we use the operator and open the door. And we are in. These are the purple containers we were talking about. So there's 1 here. And then you will find 1 on either side, on the inside as well, for another capture scene. You take out the enemy, see if you get one of them rare drops. You do have to shoot out all these containers to release the enemy, so there's another one in there. We'll take them all out and see if we get a drop, and we didn't on this occasion. With this Alad V Lab, this is in a room that's pretty, if I bring up the map, it's like a small squared off room. You'll see what I mean in a second. So the combination on this one, you can't see it because of the bright light, but it's crescent, square and triangle, and that's the last one there. So we need to open that shutter first to gain access to the switches. So if we come to the center of this little square, you'll see the access controller up there. So we should take out the access controller, and going from where the door is for the lab, we want to go to the opposite corner. From the opposite corner, as you can see, they're open, so we take out the first switch. We want to go 90 degrees left, and then we get the second switch, and then back to the main lab door, you will find that 3rd switch. And then use your operator or your drifter to take out the second door, and don't forget your containers on the outside and the containers on the inside, and taking out all the enemy within to get a chance of them rare mobs.
Sentient fighters can adapt to your attacks. Hit them with something else.
This particular Alad V Lab, if I just bring up the map, you'll see it's on a 90-degree angle. So this one is 4 combinations, which triangle, outline of square, square, and crescent. And there's the last switch. So again, we just need to open all these shutters. So to do that, we need to go to the opposite end of the corridor. We've got all these pipes above us here. Just take them out. And where we need to be is that platform up there. Well, that's above the pipes. And once we're up here, the access control panel is just inside the room. So we take out a control panel. And then we jump to the opposite platform. And this is the first one. As you can see, the shutters are open. So this is the first switch. So it's 1. Run across the platform. switch 2. And then we want to just drop straight down and tuck into the elbow. There's a little room in the elbow. We jump in there for switch 3, and then we run past the door and get switch 4. And we're in. Operator, not forgetting the containers for the Captura. Let's wake everybody up. Nothing rare there, and the second container. And we're clear. Our next lab is a 3-door combination for crescent, triangle, and square. And this is in a room with 4 stalactites, 4 consoles hanging down from the ceiling. So what we need to do for this one, we actually need to jump down to that lower platform. A bit of a leap of faith to get down to this lower platform. And then we've got the access console. So we take out the access console. Now, what we need to do is, facing the direction of where that switch is, we need to go up to that cubby hole there. So you get up there, however you need to get up there. You can go all the way round, jumping across the platforms and climb around and get to your first one. Remember, the timer doesn't start until you activate your first switch. So what you do, if you've got, well, you should have your drifter or your operator. All we need to do is just dart up there and get to that platform. And this is our first switch with the shutter open. So we're going from here, so this is switch 1, 23 seconds. So we're going to jump across as far as we can. Go into your operator, and then we're going for this little cubby hole here. I'll jump back a little bit so that you could see it then. So we're going to the little cubby hole, and this is back to where the door is. Now what we want to do, get this last switch, and we made that with 2 seconds to spare. And we're in. You take out the second door, don't forget your containers, and release all the enemy within.
Sentient fighters can adapt to your attacks.
And then your second purple container. Our next lab is another 4-door combination. So this is the outline of a square, triangle, square, and crescent. So this one can be found at the bottom of like a squared off staircase. So what we need to do is we need to go all the way to the top of the staircase. Then we've got switch 1 here, which is the outline of a square. But we need to get up the top. You can just about see the glow there. So we just need to get up there. So you get up there by any means you can. All jumping will do the job. So we just get up there. We can hear the console. All we do, we break the console, drop back down, and for our first switch, so we do the first switch, then we want to walk out to this ledge where there's no barrier and drop down. We want to go into this little cubby hole just underneath switch 1 for switch 2. Then we're jumping past 3 pipes to get into this little cubby hole for switch 3, and then round past 1 pipe for switch 4. And we just need to get past here, and we're back at the lab. So we're just operator or drifter, open the door, don't forget your purple containers, take out all the yellow containers inside to release the enemy, and then kill the enemy. Don't forget your second container. And we're done. This next Alad V Lab is at the start of the mission. You will always find this particular one at the start. So this is where you come in. And the room is a teed-off junction, as you can see on the map. So just let me get rid of the enemy. And what we've got here, we've got a grate here that we have to break, which got taken out by my null star. But there's a grate there, and you've got to take out that grate. And what you want to do is go on the platform just above, and the access control is above. So you take out the access control. Then we need to go to the opposite corridor. And we want to be looking for these barrels, and the switch is in front of the barrels. This one is a lot tighter on time than the rest. This one, you got 19 seconds. So what we want to do is run across, get to the opposite corridor. We're looking for them barrels again. In front of the barrels is switch 2. And we're doubling back, and then we're going to go through where that broken grate was. And switch 3 is there, and we are in. Get your containers. Take out all the enemy inside the lab. And then get your second container. And we got a rare mod on that one. We got anti-grav array, one of the rare mods. For our next lab, this is one of the smaller ones. This one's only got 3 combinations on it, which is square, crescent, and triangle. The first switch is here, but as again, the shutters are closed, so we need to go to this door just to the side where these trams come out. And the console is just there, so we take out the console to open all of the shutters. What we need to do, that's switch 1, and we only have 9 seconds on this one. We want to go to the opposite end of the corridor for switch 2, and halfway back for switch 3, and then the first door's open. Operator drifter as usual. Don't forget your containers, and let's go and smash the enemy up. Don't forget your container inside as well for your net over capture scene. And we are clear. This lab is a 3 combination, which is a square, crescent, and triangle. This one is just below the helium-3 processors. We'll see that in just a second. And that is the last switch there. So first off, we have to open all the shutters. So what we do, come out to where all the helium-3 processors are. And you see that there is a little room just above the lab itself. There's a switch on the ceiling. What we need to do is go 90 degrees. Well, sorry, we need to go straight ahead. And there's your first switch. Then we need to go 90 degrees to the left. It's your second switch. And what we want to do here is we want to go up, over, and down so that we end up back down near the door. And the last switch. And we'll take the second door out. Don't forget your containers. Take out all the enemy. And don't forget your second container. This next lab is found predominantly on the Ropolis node. It does appear about 90% of the time. I don't think there's ever a time that I can say that it's ever not appeared, but I don't want to say 100%, so I'm going to say about 90% of the time. Now, this is the one with the big column that runs up the middle, and it's a void all around it. So, from the door, from the lab door, we want to come out, and the console is on the top there. So what we need to do is just come out, and we're just going to take this first elevator up, and we want to go up as high as we can go. Oh, that's where the lab is, so we're just going up. And it's on top of that light there. So we're just going to keep going up. You'll see it in a second. There we go. And all we want to do is we want to come off there. We don't want to go up any higher because it will actually force us off and respawn us at the bottom. So from taking out the alarm console, you want to go around to the opposite side from where that console is. And what we're looking for is that little cubbyhole there, what we're going to jump into. And that's where our first switch is. So as you can see, they're open now, so we've got our first switch. Our second switch is over there. The third switch is down on the second level, down there. And then the last one is opposite the lab door, which is right at the bottom. Now, this one, you do get the most amount of time for, but it's also the tightest on time. And I'll show you what I mean. So there's switch 1. We need to move quick on this one, because we don't get a... well, like I said, it's just tight on time. We want to come in here, we want to get the third switch. I'm down to 7 seconds already to get the last switch. We've got to dart down, roll in, and grab that last switch, and I missed it. So that's how tight the time is on this one. It is tight. So what we're going to do, from here, we're going to go up again. I'll just wait for this to come up. We'll just jump on this lift, get a ride up. So that's just to show you how that is really tight on time. And you do have to be a little bit smoother in your maneuverability. So we know where we're going. We know that the alarm console is there, and we've already taken that out at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go round to the opposite side, going to have a look where that cubbyhole is, and we're just going to drop down into that cubbyhole for switch 1. What I try and do is try and move obstacles out the way before you do this one, because of how tight it is. So let's try again. So 1, 2, jump across the gap, drop down. Remember, we're going 2 levels down. 3. We're down to 9 seconds. So I've got like 2 seconds extra to spare, and done. Let's not forget the purple container. Wake all the enemy up there inside. Don't forget your second purple container for your Captura. Let's just take everyone out, see if we get one of these rare mobs. And we're done. This lab has only got 3 combinations to it, which is crescent, square, and triangle. So the way we get that is we come up this platform, you recognise what room we're in, and we've got to jump back onto the top level here, and we're going all the way to the back of this pipe here. So we need to get up top, and you can see the access controller. You take the access controller out, and then what we're going to do is jump down to that lower level platform here. And this is where we're going to find the first switch in this little cubbyhole. So switch 1. Then we jump back to the main platform. And we're going to the opposite corner, and you'll see a grate there, a broken grate. We've got to break the grate, turn right, break the second grate for switch 2, come back on ourselves, and then the third switch is just before the door, and we are in. And as usual, don't forget your purple containers, take out all the enemy, and don't forget your second purple container.
Something else.